Okay, this is on the Dean job, number 55621, install on 1-9 by Aaron. This is a basement finish. We've got 5 supplies and 4 returns. Also, we're redoing the return airdrop with the filter box and running the intake for the flue. So, return air. So if you come down the stairs, we have this right now. So we're not going to put the furnace on the base, but just make a 2 1/4 inch sleeve here, transition. Then we'll put a 20 by 25, 5-inch wide filter box on. Then duct just as it shows. I have a cut line right here. And then 1 inch from each side. Okay, and I'm just going to go over the vent right now since it's on this page. So we're going to run the 2-inch intake out. So the problem is right now this comes out, the vent comes out and just 90s down right behind the AC. So it would be best if we could put a flat termination out there, but to do it we would need to reverse them. And Jason doesn't specify a flat termination. Just if this was my house, I would want to do that. But you need to reverse them. So this one becomes the intake and then run the flue on this side. So just get rid of this. I'm going to give you 40 feet of pipe. You know, you're just going to need a little bit over 20, but if you're going to redo this, you'll need a little bit more as well. But anyway, so switch them. And then outside, let me show you. So outside, you know, you can just drill your flue right here, then it won't be going right behind the AC. And if you want to leave this, you can, well, no, you have to switch it. Anyway, that's that. Okay, so if you walk down the stairs, we've got to the east of the stairs, this is the gym. They're going to have a door like right here somewhere. They opened up this. This is going to be a hallway. This here is going to be a theater. And then they're going to come in here. This is going to be a bathroom. This is going to be a bedroom. And then this back here is going to be a bedroom. So let's start with the bedroom behind the furnace. So it's going to get a 4x10 end boot right here. To do that, you're going to take a 6-inch off the end, hop up in the duct. Sorry, not that one. A 6-inch top takeoff here, over, and then a 4x10 end boot right here. On the return, I'm giving you 5 feet of panning, so pan down this wall here, and then just put a ductboard header. Sorry, I didn't give you a ductboard header. He has wood, just put a 2x4 header here. And then just put a 6-inch 90 as an offset, and then go right to the back of the return airdrop. Oh, you know what? I'm moving the return airdrop. So it's going to be 10. So you probably need 2 90s, 2 6-inch 90s, make a bigger offset to get into this joist space. Then we're going to they're all going to be 14 by 8. Baseboard grills low. Okay. In this bedroom, I told the homeowner, is it okay if we put the grill not centered in the window? He said that's fine. Just because center in the window is right above the plenum. So we'll put a 6-inch top takeoff right there to and I'll order boot hangers for all these, to a 4x10 angle boot. And in the bathroom, since these are both returns, we're just going to take, and this need to verify exactly where his mirror is going to be. But I told him we'll just take a 6-inch top takeoff off the bottom of the duct and come here to a 4x10 straight boot. And so we have the toilet here. So I'm guessing it's going to be over here. We just can't go into the shower, of course. But yeah, it's going to be here or here, just depending on exactly where their mirror is going to be. Okay. On the scope, he has the vent for the theater. Originally, he said take this off and make it a 10-inch round and then Y. But that won't work because we don't have 10 inches in between the gas line to get it there. So we're going to leave that there. We're going to take a 8-inch top takeoff right here. Come here. 45 down, then 90 over, and just follow this one. And go up and over to a 4x14x8 angle boot, centered in the window. So the return for this one and this bedroom are going to come out of this joist space above this wall. Right now it's already a return, so we're going to take out this header, and I'll actually order you a new header because that's probably going to come out in pieces since it's all ductboard. Anyway, cut this header out and put in a new header just right over here. You're gonna cut out the wall as needed, and then this will be, the panning will be the sheetrock, and then the sheetrock will be the duct. So put a 14x8 return air ring low here. And then over here, going to do the same thing, but on this side. So cut out enough for an 8-inch round, 250 CFM. Then we're going to put a 14x8 baseboard grill low over here. So while I'm still doing the return air for the back theater room, what we're going to do is we're going to put a 6-inch round, tap it into the end here, come over, and you have 5.5 inches right there. So I'm hoping we can get a 6-inch round up in there. So double 90 and 6-inch round pipe over. If you can't get it up in here, just get it wherever you can, up and over. But this is really where we want it. So I think you can get it there. Yeah, if you kind of come at an angle, that 6-inch, it'll work there. Anyway, my plan was go up and over, 6-inch round over to, I don't know exactly where the wall's going to end, but just put a ductboard header here and a ductboard header here, and then cut out the top of the wall. And then going to put a 6x14 baseboard grill in here. Our supply air in here. So we're gonna rip out this 6-inch round, to right there. We're gonna replace it with a 8-inch top takeoff and reuse as much of this pipe as you can. But 8-inch in its place. And so 8-inch over, 90 down, 90 over. Then we're gonna have an 866Y. 6 will come up and tie into the existing 6-inch. The other 6 is gonna go over, up, and a 4x10x6 end boot over this window. So that is it. Thanks.